Time now for St. Helens Town Talk Cafe with Steve Toski.
Welcome to Town Talk Cafe. I'm Danny Sternadell. I'm hosting the show today. And what we have is co-hosts James and
your lips don't
Jimmy.
match.
They're great today. Steve, welcome to Town Talk Cafe. Steve, I'm curious, what do you see out your window right now? Are you in the house?
Very sunny and bright outside. It's a
Oh
very
my
smooth
God, how's
river.
that river looking?
It's smooth.
Calm.
Ooh, nice.
It's rolling.
I have a street.
Hey,
We're ice skating on the river today.
I have a street. My street looks nice.
so
Glass.
If you're on the
Yes.
docks, you're ice skating.
Really, actually, I went out today and put up flags for Martin Luther King Day with my wife. She's a member of the, what are you with? The Lions Club.
Oh, the
and we
Lions
put up
Club.
flags. So, Steve, whenever you're driving through town, you're going to see flags all over the place. And I know how special
They're
those
beautiful. I
flags are
felt so
to you.
patriotic that our Martin Luther King celebration is being recognized. And I can tell you there's no bigger flag waver in the history of the United States than Martin Luther King. Because Martin Luther King was oppressed in our lifetimes in the 60s, and his people were oppressed. And what he said is that we want to have the rights and privileges as any other human being. And we want them to be guaranteed under the Constitution. And it took marching and took federal troops. And the one thing that Martin Luther King is beautiful about, is that peaceful protests. Peaceful. They marched, they were blasted with water cannons, they were arrested, and yet
Well, yeah, the whole Selma Bridge March, and I mean, it was a beautiful man, the way that he could embrace so much violence around him and so much anger that was directed at him, and he could still have a grip on himself enough to be a peaceful leader.
And he went to Memphis. Went to the Memphis, and if you listen to one of his last speeches, what he said is, "I've been to the mountaintop, and a long life is very desirable, and I wish I could get there with you, but I don't know if I'm going to." And he embodied the principles, and he was shot dead 2 weeks later. And so, out of that came what? The Civil Rights Act. We actually had to pass another law to enforce our constitutional laws. So I think he's very worthy. To me, the Martin Luther King Day celebration is just as important as the 4th of July. It's just as American. So thank you for putting the flags out, Danny. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome. And so